Oh, that's weird. I'm not showing up. Huh. Hey guys, already I have a problem. I was having a couple technical difficulties, as is the usual, but I gotta go check my webcam now. Because apparently my webcam is not on. Cameraman. What is this? Um, my webcam is messed up. Camera microphone. Here we go. Wirecast. Manage media settings. No, not the right thing. Okay, I gotta go figure out what is with my webcam, but yeah, something is wrong with my camera. That's why you can't see me. I don't know if any of you guys are in the chat right now. Cameron Mike, here we go. No, it's weird because it won't access the FaceTime camera. Here we go. Here we go. Now you should be able to see me. Got it. Got it. All right. Now things should be working. Now let me just open up my stream so I should be able to see you guys in the chat. So let me get you guys in the chat. There's 15 of you guys watching. So I do have an audience. Pixel. Psychotoxin says, "What the fuck?" Yeah, that's the appropriate response. Bobby Sheep says, "Your longtime supporter." Yeah, thank you, Bobby the Sheep, for supporting me for so long. Hey Jeffrey, Just Comics. Hey Jordan Hartman. Hey Connor. Hey Remy Vincent. Hey Nopo Nopo. Hey Simon413. Hey Zoom Nurseman. Hey all of you in the chat. There's a lot of you. Oh, and Psychonox and still mod. Cool. All right. So I basically wanted to talk about. Let me see. I got my paper here for explanation later that'll come into play. For why I've been more active on social media. But I lately, but for a while I was gone from social media and I was gone from YouTube for a long time. And I wanted to explain why that was. And then later after that, maybe more questions from you guys clarifying that. And then maybe we could just have some fun, like talk about other stuff and maybe react to some videos. Because I know you guys were requesting specific videos that I just didn't have time to react to. And I probably still won't have time to react to and make other videos later on. So I might as well do that now. Because I do have a few hours to live stream. So just to get right into my explanation, and this will make sense later. This is going to be a bit of a story time, I guess. So about, I would have to say 5 weeks ago, I got into a minor car crash. And it wasn't anything really big. No one got hurt. It was just like a few bruises that I got and my dad got because he was in the crash too. I was behind the wheel. I was learning to drive. And, I put my foot on the accelerator where it should have been the gas pedal. And, it scared me a lot. I think the main impact was psychological. But within a week, I went through kind of like what you would naturally go through after having a scary incident like that. It was the first time I'd ever been in a car crash. Um, but then a week later, I felt like I had recovered from the crash, and then I started experiencing severe stomach pain. And uh, so I went to the ER, and it sucked going to ER. I hate ER visits. I've been there a couple times. Um, and they screened me for appendicitis. They put me out through kinds of CT scans. They didn't find really that much. I mean, I could go more into detail, but it would be really gross. And then trying to go along with the timeline. So they just said, try some medications to see if anything gets better, and nothing really did get better. And then they called me, like I was literally on my way home from a doctor's appointment, updating on the whole situation. Uh, and they called me saying, "We need you to come back to the ER right now. According to your CT scans, we noticed something that we didn't before." By the way, about another week had passed this point. We noticed something that we didn't before. From the previous CT scans and X-rays, you could have this rare presentation of appendicitis, and you may need to get your appendix removed. So I just kind of freaked out. I didn't know what to do. Went back to the ER, obviously. I was in there for about 4 or 5 hours, I think. The last time I'd been in the ER about a week earlier, I think it was also about 4 or 5 hours. They keep you in there forever. And they put me through about 1 billion other tests, another CT scan, which they didn't want me to go through, because of radiation exposure. And I've been through CT scans before, because I've actually had my gallbladder removed when I was 16. So there was that, and they were also discussing the possibility that I could still have gallstones in my gallbladder duct. So yeah, luckily I didn't. I think they ruled that out for the CT scan. But yeah, at least it wasn't gallbladder pain, because I don't have that anymore. But anyway, getting back on track. So they did 1 billion other screens. And at first they were 100% convinced there was this rare form of appendicitis. And then they came back after the screening and they said, "Oh, your results were not inconclusive. They were, what's the word I'm looking for? Like ambiguous. They your appendix is on the borderline between normal and abnormal. So we're just going to talk to the surgeon, and she will decide ultimately whether you need to get removed." And so they had to wait for her because she was in the OR operating on another patient for like an hour and a half, and so we had to wait for an hour and a half. Meanwhile, I was still in a lot of pain, and they had so I said, "Can you put me on any painkillers?" Because at that point, I hadn't been on anything for the pain, and I was in a lot of pain, and it was preventing me from going to school. And sorry, I'm losing track. And they didn't want me on that many, over the counter, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, I think is the full acronym for that, like Advil or anything, because that stuff can mess with your stomach if you take too much of it. So they didn't want me on anything like that. So they're like, "We're gonna put you on a narcotic." And I don't react that well to narcotics. Like, they just do not make me feel that good. I was on Percocet when I had my wisdom teeth removed, and I was just completely out of it, but still conscious of kind of what was going on. It just made me feel awful and really nauseous too. And they told me this stuff is stronger than Percocet. And oh boy, was it stronger than Percocet. I just had all these stages that I went through on that. By the way, Molly Percocets. Um, oh, I'm reading all the chats now. Sorry I had to stop to tell that story, but here he just says, "What up, Matthew?" Um, uh, Carl says, "Plot twist: Matt is invulnerable, only just a trans version of David Depp from Unbreakable." Oh, I wish. Damn, first accident. I remember sobbing the person I crashed into. LOL. Yeah, it was pretty scary for me. I was just like, afterward, I was just saying, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry." And the people who I crashed into, because I did end up totaling one of their cars. I crashed into two cars were actually really sympathetic about it. That's why I'm not learning how to drive. Yeah. Um, dude, please get a tripod. I wish I could get a tripod. I just like, do not have the money for it. I wonder if Advice Show knows about you yet. Uh, I don't know if he does. Um, what's scarier than Riley being on hormones for almost 2 years is Chandler being on them for almost a year. Yeah. I believe Riley isn't a trans woman, that Chandler Dumbass isn't a trans man. Yeah, their cases do seem um kind of weird. I've had hundreds of those scans. They aren't going to do anything radiation wise. Yeah, I've actually heard CT scans don't have that much radiation compared to like all the background radiation you get all the time. Um, but I think they were concerned about it just because I was young. Um, but then again, I think doctors just tend to get over concerned and they tend to screen all the possibilities. Isn't it really taxing to get off of estrogen as a trans woman, or in the case of probably a non-binary woman? I think so. Stopping T permanently is worse. Yeah, probably is because testosterone is has stronger effects. Percocets, Molly Percocet. They give you heroin. uh, Matt is trans because he likes the color blue. Plot twist: Brett defeated the peasants. Going to sound gives you more exposure. Yeah, that makes sense. I think background radiation probably gives you more exposure than a couple CT scans. But continuing on with the story, so they put me on this crazy narcotic, and the first thing I felt there's like, oh, you're probably gonna feel a little weird, when they inject you with it because I had an IV in at this point. Uh, and just, I felt like all of my muscles tensed up at the same time. By the way, I do not know what this drug was. It wasn't morphine. It wasn't Percocet. They said it was stronger. They probably said the name at some point, but I don't remember. I remember the name of the anti-nausea drug they gave me. It was Zofran, but I don't remember the name of the narcotic. It wasn't you know, Vicodin or anything like that. Yeah, it was weird. That all my muscles tensed up. They're like, oh, it's just gonna feel a little weird. It's kind of like in the Matrix. Like this will feel a little. Look, just all my muscles tensed up. They're like, this kind of hurts. Uh, but yeah, that only happened for kind of momentarily, and then it, the muscle spasms. Which is kind of like when you get a tetanus shot or some kind of you have a bad reaction to an injection. You know how you can kind of get sore muscles in that area. So it was like that, but all over my body. Anyway, so that was kind of like the first stage of this insane narcotic. Then I just kind of got, high on the narcotic, but it didn't even feel that good. It was just like I had no idea what was going on. Uh, but there was no comfort in that. Um, but that only happened for maybe a few minutes, and the pain, by the way, was almost gone. But that was good. I'm like, oh, I'm glad the pain's gone. Um, and then came the worst part of being on this drug. I swear, I felt like it's like literally like you want to jump out of your skin. Like I was so incredibly agitated and just moving around all the time and itching all the time because my entire body is like ants were crawling around your 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 body. It was insane. I do not know what they put me on, especially because narcotics are supposed to calm you down, and that lasted for the longest time out of all of what this narcotic did to me. I was just itching and itching and itching and itching for the longest time. And my dad kept, because he was in the hospital with me, was like, or the ER with me, like, stop itching, don't itch. No, I can't stop. It was awful. And then just at the end of it, and the pain started coming back because I was also feeling dizzy and nauseous. I couldn't even lift my head a little bit from the bed without just immediately feeling vertigo. Um, so they gave me the Zofran or whatever it was to calm that down, but that acted in opposition to the drug. And so, I wasn't dizzy or nauseous anymore. That worked. But I was still itching like crazy and feeling agitated. But because it was acting in opposition to the drug, the pain started coming back. So I'm going to try to figure out what that drug is so I can tell the doctors not to give me that anymore. Because that didn't work for me. But I have no idea what it was. Does it count as matte quality fentanyl if it's cut with Xanax? I don't know. Hey Matt, what's the difference between the feminist and a gun? I don't know what. Gotta go take care, Matt says psychotoxin. Yeah, you take care too. Bye. Um 1 million tiny kitty cats rubbing your jungle. Fentanyl Matt, that's a superhero name. I don't know, maybe it was fentanyl. God's not dead. He's alive, and his name is Neil Breen. Yes. Yes. That is absolutely true, Connor. That's like when they told me, oh, the Lupron is going to make your leg hurt a little, and then I couldn't fucking walk, my leg hurt a little. Okay. Yeah, Lupron does. When you get Lupron or testosterone or intramuscular injections, it does make your legs pretty sore. But I mean, I've gotten used to it. Oh, a gun only has one trigger. How's your head been, Matt? Yeah, that's the kind of the next subject I wanted to move on to was my migraines. They have been getting better with the Botox. Um, I've only been getting them about once a week as compared to like twice a week. So that's been an improvement. So I'm really glad that the Botox seems to be working, and hopefully it might even be working even more effectively because it's supposed to reach full efficacy, I guess is how you pronounce it, within 9 months, and I've only been on it for like 2 months or less. So that does seem to be improving, even though I still get them pretty frequently. But I just kind of wanted to finish this story, even though it's kind of dragging on. So after I kind of got off whatever that crazy drug was, maybe it was fentanyl. I don't know. Oh, I have to pause this really quick after my parents are calling. Papa. You doing fine? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yesterday I did. I will. I'm planning on going to movies later. So maybe I will then. When are you guys coming home? Oh, tomorrow. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, she's at work. All right. Bye. Apologize for that brief interruption. My dad called, but yeah, my parents are taking a little vacation because it's my dad's birthday and also for Valentine's Day. So anyway, so the surgeon comes back, and so they've told me I definitely have appendicitis. Then they tell me my results are ambiguous, and then she comes and tells me you're totally fine. She tells me you're totally fine. You can go home. Nothing wrong. You don't even need antibiotics, which they were considering earlier. And so now I'm left with no solution to the pain. And the story continues on. And to summarize, because I know it's dragging on more. So for another week, I was sick and in pain and had no solution. And they kept doing test after test, blood tests and whatnot, and more x rays. And they couldn't really find anything wrong. They were ruling stuff out. And I ended up going to a GI doctor after, talking with my primary care doctor, um, for what I thought I was gonna get an endoscopy, um, but they ended up saying, "No, we don't wanna give you endoscopy. Um, we think that" because they thought that procedure was too invasive, or they didn't wanna do it on someone my age because they were considering that I might have an ulcer or gastritis at that point. But now they've just chalked it up to stress or IBS. And the stomach pain at this point and just the general, discomfort because I've had reflux and stuff, um, that has improved a lot too. I'm no longer debilitated by that stuff, and a lot more functional and able to go to school. Well, now it's my break and stuff, and weekend. But yeah, so now I'm doing a lot better. But I had that whole ordeal. And the reason why I brought up the car crash is because they think, the stress associated with the crash, um, you know, led to the stomach pain starting a week after. IBS sucks. I've got it too. Yeah, and they think because it runs in my family. My mom has IBS. My grandma has IBS. Um, I think one of my aunts has it too. So, um, IBS is such a broad term, though. That's the only bad thing of doctors saying you have it. Yeah, it is really a broad term. It's kind of the thing that they say when they can't find any other solution to it. So it could be that I do still have an ulcer. They say that they will give me endoscopy if I'm still having discomfort or pain. Um, and the new diet they've put me on, which I've got this. I've got this because it's a dumb diet. Some of the stuff makes sense. It is called the low FODMAP diet, and I don't know if any of you guys have heard of it because it's quite obscure. It is low fermentable oligosaccharide monosaccharides and polyols, which is just basically you're not supposed to eat specific, very, very specific sugars. So some of the stuff makes sense, right? Because there's stuff that irritates your stomach. if you have IBS, uh, like milk and gluten, so I'm supposed to be basically dairy or not dairy, milk, and because you can eat cheese and you can eat some you can eat Greek yogurt, but not any other kind of yogurt like the high sugar, that kind of yogurt. Um, and then you're supposed to also be gluten free, which has greatly restricted what I'm supposed to eat. Now, I was on a low glycemic diet by my own choice before because I just wanted to eat healthier. So I wasn't eating a lot of gluten to begin with, but I was still eating like low gluten breads. And now it's restricted. What I'm doing, what I can eat a lot, because now I just have to eat like corn tortillas and stuff. So it kind of sucks, but I have to deal with it a lot. And I've realized going off with dairy is really helpful for me and has reduced my symptoms a lot. Um, or going off of milk specifically, I should say, because I can still eat small amounts of cheese. I actually tried having a bit of ice cream last night, and it really did not make me feel good. So yeah, the dairy thing, they might be onto something with that. Um, as for me, staying away from dairy helps, but other days I don't know what causes flare-ups. Yeah, I mean it could be any number of things. That sounds like a saddening diet. It really is. It really sucks, and it's not intuitive. I think I've heard of it. They put my dad on that diet, but it didn't work out for him. Which bathroom do you use at school? I just use the boys' bathroom. It took me a bit of time to adjust. They wanted me to use the all-gender bathroom when I first transitioned. I was like, no, fuck that. So I just used like the bathroom at the library, which was basically it was basically like a single stall bathroom, but it was a boys' bathroom, but it was single stall. Um, uh, uh, um, or I would use the middle school's boys' bathroom, which wasn't just for middle school kids. Like it was okay for older kids to go in there too, if they needed to. So it wasn't like weird or anything. Um, when I was first transitioning, I mean, when I was first transitioning, I passed okay. It would just have been weird, obviously, for me to go in the boys' bathroom when people still knew me as a girl. Um, but now I just use the boys because everyone knows me as a boy. Um, but it was just weird because they wanted me to use the all gender, which like nobody uses at my school unless I have used that bathroom once, and that was when I needed to change quickly, and there was just no other option because it was single stall. Didn't know toilets had a gender. Me and my family drink milk religiously. I've cut back a lot of stuff. Non-dairy life would be near impossible. Yeah, I know it is for some people. I used to drink milk all the time until pretty recently. But my parents would drink almond milk because my mom also has IBS, and uh, she's kind of progressively become lactose intolerant because of her stomach issues. So she's went to drinking almond milk. My dad just wants to be healthier, so he's drinking almond milk. And so now I'm kind of getting used to it. It doesn't taste as good as just milk. Um, but it's a decent substitute. It's funny because this freaking grocery list, um, it has a bunch of brand names and whatnot. It's clearly a promotional thing, but it's just like things you can eat on this diet. And one of the things it recommends as a milk substitute is hemp milk. That's the thing. But it just sounds so gross and so natural. Like I get rice milk, I get soy milk. Although you're actually not supposed to have soy milk on this diet either, because it has whatever specific sugar. Um, I get rice milk, I get soy milk, I get almond milk. You know, it makes sense, or coconut milk too. It makes sense to make milk from those things, but rice milk is greater than almond milk. I actually haven't had rice milk that much. So I can't testify for that, but that makes sense though. That rice milk would kind of be thicker, so I can kind of get that. Bacon ice cream equals disgusting. I haven't even had that, but that sounds disgusting. Coconut milk, rice milk is good, but it's filled with sugar. That kind of makes sense. Yeah, I actually talked to my parents about that, and the funny thing is that they're very, very health conscious, but they are completely against like the super, super hippy dippy people who just want to be healthy, who are just crazy into health foods, like to the point where it's actually not for the sake of health, it's just to kind of sound like you're being healthy and it's just crazy. Um, so my parents, when they heard the hemp milk thing, they're like, no, stop. Goat milk is good for those with IBS who really don't want to give up dairy. It's more similar to human milk and digest in 30 minutes as opposed to cow's milk, which takes 3 hours. It's slightly pricey. That's really interesting. I didn't know that. Maybe I'll have to give that a try, although I don't know if this diet would recommend 2 hours. I don't know if this diet, though, wants you to have goat milk. It would probably be okay with goat cheese, though, because it says you can have pretty much any kind of cheese. As long as it's in, an okay amount. Yeah, so that's kind of all I wanted to update health-wise. I am doing okay health-wise. Currently, like I said, my migraines are getting better. I think the Botox is really helping. And as for the stomach issues, they are getting consistently better. I think because of the diet, and I'm also on some medications for that as well. And if they do not get better within, I think, 6 months, I will be going in for endoscopy to see if I do have an ulcer or gastritis. But right now, they've just chalked it up to IBS/stress/ some sort of psychosomatic thing, just because of the connection, between your brain and your stomach. So, yeah, I mean, because part of it is that they've said, oh, well, also my symptoms didn't fully match up to have an ulcer, but they said kind of like, oh, you're not quite in the age range where we would typically suspect that. But then again, I had gallstones, when I was 16, so anything can happen. My friend has a gluten allergy and she's vegan. She has a lot of medical problems too. She can't eat like anything. Yeah, that sucks. But the funny thing though with the whole gluten thing, look, I totally get how gluten can trigger IBS or people can have gluten allergies or celiac disease. But then there are those people who think like gluten causes things that it doesn't cause, and like I'm gluten free for like no other reason that and it's funny because my parents were joking about that. They were saying like that's the most California thing I've ever heard of. You're gluten free. Hopefully it's just stress and not a more serious medical problem with that. Yeah, that's what I hope too. I used to have migraines all the time when I was a teenager. They stopped when I was 18 though. That's really encouraging. I hate those people. I do too. The people who just want to be gluten free because they think gluten causes like every issue in the world. Fritos are gluten free. Yeah, I know. Like those really terrible corn snacks, and like they're talking like stuff that's terrible and unhealthy. That's gluten free. I know too many of those people. Yeah, I know so many of those people from where I live because there's so many crazy, crazy, crazy health people. And like I said, my parents and I, to some extent, are total health nuts, but we are not like those people. We try to moderate that kind of stuff. Gluten causes autism. Yeah, I know. Some of those people legitimately believe that gluten causes autism. It's nuts. They're everywhere. Season Degenerate says, have your periods stopped? Yes, they stopped a long time ago when I was taking Lupron initially, before I even started testosterone. So yeah, so that was kind of my health update. Now it's just kind of open to questions. I was hoping to react to a couple of videos. A lot of you, by far the most requested video, let me get it up. Let me get the video up. Was oh, Bobby the Sheep, you have a new video. Let me save. I injected 3 marijuana. Now I am autism. Okay. The most requested video was Jude Carta's video on her testosterone, her 4-month update, I think. She has another video called testosterone. What's the T testosterone, which is supposed to be on her testosterone journey, even though she stopped testosterone. So it seems like to me like she's detransitioning basically. Even though I think she still identifies as non-binary. So I think maybe I should react to this video. I missed the whole thing. I was at the store. Oh, well, I don't know how to pronounce. Is that pronounced Kieran? K-I-E-R-N, whatever. Yeah, you might want to watch some of the live stream from previously when you're done. What did you get? I don't know what you mean by that. Well, I'm trying to get this video working. So a lot of you want me to react to Jude Carta's 4-month update, where she says that she stopped taking testosterone. And she says that basically a lot of things in her life went wrong, and I do feel really sorry for her. So you guys won't be able to see the video, but you'll be able to hear. Kieran. Matt is a banana. I saw an Instagram post from Trans and Shirtless about Ash Hordell getting top surgery sent an Ask FM, but I remembered again. This Jude chick needs to eat. I know. It's so sad. I really do think she has an eating disorder or something. It sucks, I know. So do you guys want me to respond to her 4-month update? Because a lot of you guys are requesting that. So many of you guys were requesting that. And I just did not have time to respond. And I probably will not have time because I've missed so much school and I will need to catch up on my homework. I'm more concerned about Chandler. Once she stops tea, her body is fucked and she's been on it for so long. That is true. Jude did stop earlier. Milo actually stopped taking tea. Okay, people are saying yes. All right, so you guys won't be able to see it. I don't know how I can set it up so you can see it. Or, you know what? Maybe I can screen share, actually. That might be best. Okay, so people are saying yes. Well, wait, Milo stopped? Yes, Milo stopped taking testosterone. Milo also stopped taking testosterone. I don't know if she explained why. I haven't really caught up with that, but Milo also stopped. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna do this because normally with reacting to videos, I just play the audio on live stream. That is, on live streams, I just play the audio and then I react. But I don't know if I want to screen share what I have, or if you guys can still hear the audio. I think I can screen share. Let me see if I can screen share. Application window. All right, can you guys see the 4-month testosterone update? Yeah, I think she said She's on a break. Don't know the whole story. Or maybe she's on a break. I don't know. It's weird saying you're taking a break from this. React to my little bit. I might do that later. But I do want to start with the 4-month update. Can you guys see the 4-month update video? We can see the reflection in your glasses. Yes. Yes. I know she deleted like all of her videos, but wow, the detransition has started. Okay, can you guys see a video called "What's Up with Jude 4-month update" on my screen? Because it says that it's shared. Okay, people are saying yes. All right, so I'm gonna start reacting to this video. Huh. The audio is not playing. That is a problem. You guys can't hear it, can you? Okay, this is a problem. Maybe it's because of my input, but this is weird. Audio should be working. Why can't I hear what she's saying? Okay, I gotta check my sound preferences output. Oh, that's why. Got it. Alright, now it should be working. No, it's still not working. Okay, sorry, technical difficulties. I can't hear the video. I don't think you guys can hear the video either. Oh no, it's muted. That's why. That's weird. And I'm just there you go. An update video because I've been gone for about 4 months and I was kind of... Okay, can you guys hear the video now? You guys can't hear it. Kind of on and off Instagram for a little bit. I've kind of isolated myself and basically... Can you guys hear it now? Why does she look cross between Jack Frost and Elsa? Okay. A little higher. Do you guys want me to turn the volume up? Okay, so you guys all can hear it. And you want me to turn the volume up? I'm so happy Miles somewhat is taking real responsibility, still having her deleted ideas carry her body to the point of no return. Yeah, I'm glad that she's going after testosterone. Okay, I'm turning up a couple clicks. All right, so I'll react to this video. Spaced out from everyone. Cody and I broke up, which I guess some of you probably know by now because it's kind of obvious. It was really crappy to lose a home that I lived in for 2 years and like the animals that I loved, and it's a really crappy situation and I'm still trying to move on. I didn't want to break up. That sucks when you're the one who didn't want it to end and really wanted to have a life with that person. And when I was at basically the lowest point of my life so far, he was not there for me. And I thought that no matter what, any situation, that he would be there for me, and he wasn't. And it's just very upsetting to think about and realize that the person I basically changed my ideals for my life for, because usually when I meet people, I'm like, oh yeah, well, this is where I'm going in life, and if you're coming with me, you're coming with me. But if you're not up for it, then whatever. And he wasn't 100% with like what I wanted to do with my life, so I kind of started to change what I wanted to do, and I kind of started to lose myself, and it kind of sucks a lot. But now I'm trying to get back into things and trying to enjoy life again, because for the longest time it's just so unenjoyable and I thought the world was against me. I still kind of do. I'm in a very weird place and I'm trying to get better. Okay, so I hope you guys I hope you guys heard that clip. So it sounds like she's kind of in a tough place in her life, and that sucks for her. Legitimately, she broke up with Cody, and she was living with Cody, and now she's not. So she kind of has to find that, I guess, move on with her life. People are saying she looks female, is what I'm saying from what I've last seen of her. I don't know if people are talking about Milo or Jude, but yeah, they both look pretty female. It frustrates me so much that hormones are basically fashion trend at this point for these people. Yeah, it really does too. Exactly, Alex. There's a comment on Jude's video like trying on a hormone like a new outfit. Alex Chambers says Milo. Yeah. So with Jude, it sounds like, um, her life is becoming more difficult. She just broke up with Cody, and if you guys recalled my response to the Jude Carter video, um, it seemed like Cody really influenced her going on hormones.
But surely it does take time, and you do need support system. Don't isolate yourself. Talking to people is very, very important. It like just being able to go to a photo shoot and talk to like the team, and just people are awesome. I forget how good people are sometimes because there are some very bad ones, and you forget that there are some good ones out there. Yeah, sometimes you might hit a few bad ones over and over again, and you might isolate yourself, and you might go through a bad time. But if you just work through it, I'm sure you'll find someone. I don't have a giant group of friends. I do end up getting lost in my head and taking you guys for granted. I'm like, oh yeah, whatever. 10,000 likes on my photo, yeah, big deal. But like, it is a big deal.
Wait, so she's saying, "Oh, no big deal, 10,000 likes." Like I get like 5 likes on Facebook on my stuff at the I just found that funny that advanced anal says hi advanced anal. It's funny that she's kind of bitching about. I mean, I'm glad that she says that, you know, um, uh, that she's kind of acknowledging that it is a big deal that she's getting support from her fans. But it's just funny that she's saying that she would be in that mindset that she would bitch about only getting 10,000 likes. I don't know.
It really is like you guys are a really big support system for me, and I need to stop taking you for granted and need to start realizing and appreciating all you guys because I do appreciate you guys. You guys mean a lot to me, and I don't know. I don't. You just this is something that I said that I wanted to do, and I meant it. I meant that this is what I want to do with my life, and I want to share all my experiences with people, and I want to be able to talk to you guys and just let you know. I don't know. This is the world that I want to be a part of, and I hope that you guys want me to be on here talking to you, letting you know what's going down in my life. But yeah. So other things that are kind of going on in my life right now is that I might be going to Japan in May, which would be super awesome because I love Japan and I would be super stoked to be there and super pleased to be working with anyone there. So if anybody's going to be there around that time, let me know. It was supposed to be in end of March, early April or something, but it got pushed back because I still need some time to recuperate on myself and work on everything and still unpack my life. I'm still sort of living out of garbage bags from the breakup and moving back into my parents' rental home. So it doesn't actually feel like home because it's not actually our home. It's just a rented house. So it's very hard to move out of a home, like I said, that I moved out of. That I was there for 2 years in a town that I lived in for 2 years, where my job was that I could walk to. And now I live in a place where I can't walk anywhere because there's no places.
Okay, so she's just kind of going on about how her life's changed since the breakup. I think I can skip until she's talking about testosterone. Um, she needs more support other than the internet. That's part of her problem. I feel like people are becoming gender fucked because of adopting a close trans person's qualities / skewed ideas of their ideals is so transparent. I don't know how it isn't so blatantly obvious for other people. Yeah, I think a lot of this, why it's so hard for her, is because her boyfriend Cody, who she just broke up with, was trans, and that's what a lot of what influenced her. And so, um, Now, I'm blinking. Now that she's broken up with her, she kind of doesn't know broken up with him. She doesn't know what to do uh with that, like with her identity and stuff. Now like she doesn't have that influence anymore. Um how old is she? I don't know actually. I think I mean it's kind of hard to tell actually considering how thin she is and stuff. But I think she's in her early 20s. Um she might have even said, is Cody the one who went by they them pronouns? Marshall says 20ish. Um I don't know actually. Um you know what? He might be. He actually might be. Yes. Because I reacted to a video where they were talking about Cody's gender, and Cody said he was like trans masculine, and he said he was like he, they. So he might be that one. Yes. Um, uh, she needs an internet break and get close support and love. Get support and love from her closest friends and family. Yeah, you need more than just your friends being yes men around you 24/7. Hello, cheated. Oh, the meme will live on. I thought he was just a trans boy. I did too. I thought he was just a regular trans guy, but he's kind of been sucked into that whole community. So do you guys want me to kind of skip the video until the point where she starts talking about testosterone? Because I think she just says it very like quickly at the end. I don't think she really talks about it that much. Kieran says he's FTM and he was also into the trans politics. So yeah, he definitely pressured her into being trans. Alex Chambers says yes. So yes for skipping. I don't care about our melodrama. Yes, please. Yeah, I don't really care either. So let's see. I don't know if this is going too far.
Exciting, and there's so many things that I need to see and want to do and
yeah, she's still going.
16, 18 plus. I don't know how old people can be if I talk about like inappropriate things.
Oh, yeah.
Session of beard, that would be amazing. See and want to do and want to experience.
Okay.
Yeah. So lastly, for my
Here we go.
I stopped taking it while putting it on my body because it was doing changes to my body that I kind of liked, but some of them I didn't like.
Okay. So first of all, she was talking about putting it on her body, and this is the same thing with Milo. They're putting on testosterone through a process. I think it's called transdermally, where you rub testosterone on your skin. Now, a lot of endocrinologists do not recommend this, like at all. If you go to a professional endocrinologist, I don't know through yours endocrinologists. So you guys can correct me on this, but my endocrinologist says either go by don't rub it on your skin. Either go by little patches that you put on your skin, or injections. Injections are like the big one that's recommended because they are faster. Androgel, yeah, that's what it's called. It's so slow. Yes, it is slow, but not only is it slow, but it's also um uh but also the thing with androgel is you're supposed to rub it over like a portion of your body, and then if you touch something, or if you specifically you touch somebody else and it rubs onto them, over time it can cause masculinizing effects on on women. Like it can legitimately cause women to grow beards if they don't. um you, you know, or it can cause children to go through puberty early. There's like a certain there's certain rules for you to stay in contact with them. So that's why my endocrinologist said, I don't want to put you in androgel. Now that might just be like her standards for it. But a lot of endocrinologists do not want that. People are started on androgel patches a lot. to be eased into it, I think. I've heard of that, yeah. But I think the patches are the preferred method because at least you don't have that issue with the contact with potentially giving a bit of testosterone to other people, basically. Um, so the fact that all these people are on Androgel, Milo was too, and I think Chandler is on injections. Maybe wrong about that though. I'm blanking. The fact that they're all in Androgel, kind of raises an alarm whether they actually went through legit endocrinologists. But yeah, Androgel's slower, and Androgel runs that risk of spreading it to other people who it's not intended for. But that was kind of there was kind of rambling. And then she also said that it was causing some changes that she wanted and some changes that she didn't. Like, you should be ready for all the changes if you're going to go on testosterone and make an informed decision like that. That's like the whole point. Yes, obviously testosterone causes changes that you don't necessarily want. Like, it can cause increased acne. It can cause increased risk of heart disease. I was told that, initially going on testosterone because my family has a genetic history of heart disease, but I was like, okay, I'll take that risk. Like, I would have actually had that risk if I were born male anyway. I think. So, like, you should be ready for all those risks. Like, what? Do people think that HOT just gives you certain aspects? It's not a sim creator screen. Exactly. You don't just customize. So people are now having arguments about respecting people's pronouns. The thing with the whole respecting people's pronouns is that the reason why, like, I call Jude a she, or I call Milo a she, is for two different reasons. One is how they pass. A lot of them do not make efforts to present as a male, and they don't even claim to be a male. And they want to go by they, and that's like difficult to use. So the whole presentation thing is part of it. The other part of it is that they claim to be trans, and I'm sorry, I don't want to respect them as trans. By validating them with that, because I don't think they are trans. That reminds me of the deodorant stick for males low on testosterone. Laughing my ass off. I've actually never heard of a deodorant stick for men low on testosterone, huh? And gel is usually only used for biomen with low T. Huh? I didn't know that. Starting testosterone changes everything about you. It isn't just skin deep, exactly. Chandler's like on a low dose of injections. Oh, really? Where is Cool Cat? There she is. Oh my god. I love the there he is, because it's just so applicable in everything. Like, whenever I'm looking for, I don't know, like a cameo of something in a movie, I'm always like, there. No one talked about race. Just saying. I don't know what this has to do with race. What about race? I know, just them just saying they're trans is just saying, like, you're depressed because you feel sad one day. Exactly. I don't pass at all, though I try really hard to. It's just my face is super feminine, very round features. I won't pass until I start T. Well, the thing about passing is, to me, it's not as much about physically passing because that is kind of beyond somebody's control. So like, if you're really making an effort to pass and you just can't do it because of your facial features or whatever, look, that's not a big deal to me. I can still see that you're trying. It's more, are you making the effort? Race, people of differing skin tones. There you go. Yeah. It makes you question who's actually telling the truth, exactly. Um, I was almost convinced by an ex-friend that I was trans because I happen to look masculine and hate wearing dresses. I believed I was trans for about a year. Yeah, that kind of stuff happens a lot, and it sucks. What's up with the people saying that passing is a problematic concept, though? Laugh my ass off, especially when passing trans people say that. Wow. Yeah, I hate when people say, "Oh, you have passing privilege," or the whole concept of passing is bad. Like, shut up. So I'm going to continue with Jude talking about testosterone. She's only talks about it for like a minute or two, I think.
Like it made me uncomfortable. I love that my period was kind of stopping, and I like that I had a mustache growing and a beard because I would love to have a mustache and a beard. That would be
Okay, so she liked that her period was stopping. Like, what? What? What woman doesn't, or by any biological female for that matter, doesn't want to not have a period? So dumb. And then she says, "Oh, I want to have a mustache and a beard." I mean, I can't tell if that's genuine or if it's just like, "Oh, it'd be cool to have a mustache and a beard because it'd kind of be fun."
amazing. And I like the way my face was changing. It's just that there's other parts of my body that were not what I wanted. I don't know if I can talk about it on here. If you guys want me to make a kind of censored like 16, 18 plus, I don't know how old people can be if I talk about like inappropriate things. But anyway, so yeah, if you want me to do that, leave a comment down below. But so I stopped being on that, but also it got really expensive because I don't have insurance anymore. But it should be free sometime soon, aka 2018, for us Canadians. But I guess we'll see if I want to go back on it or not. There's option to do so, but right now I am not on testosterone.
Okay, so that was basically her update. Um, she's talking about bottom growth. I called it. Yeah, that's exactly what was going through my mind. She didn't want bottom growth, which for people who don't know what that is, when you go on testosterone, basically what is or was your clitoris grows to the size of like 2 or 3 inches, like basically a small penis, kind of. And then you can later get bottom surgery to modify that and make it more like a penis. But yeah, she didn't want that. It's like, why would you, if you really do, if you really have dysphoria, why would you be uncomfortable with that? Like, the only reason you would be uncomfortable with that um, is because you don't have bottom dysphoria. People who don't want bottom growth makes me question mark, question mark, question mark. Yeah, like, huh? I mean, I get like it's kind of uncomfortable initially, but yeah. What is BuzzFeed doing in your recommended? I don't know either. I just noticed. Yeah, one BuzzFeed Chicken Watch. Chicken Watch. Is Nashville hot chicken the best in the world? Welcome to Charbage. I'm prepared for everything single thing T will do to me. I need this dysphoria to stop ruining my life. Yeah, that's like the mindset you should have going on, T. The same one as in my recommended. Try living in Southern Illinois, aka Trump land. Yeah, that's gotta be. That's gotta suck. I mean, it's kind of Hillary land where I am, so that's not much better. I have to change my pads in the nurse's toilet because there aren't any of those special bins in the boys' room. Yeah, that's gotta feel. I had to ask the manager a question for the customers. Offer like, this customer wants help with their camera. I think I know it's because they looked annoyed. Oh, when at Oakland retail, there was someone who I didn't know if they were a non-passing trans woman, a femme gay guy, or an unfortunate cis woman. Oh, yeah, that there are some people who look like that. Ash coming out to her mom. I tried watching that. I did. I couldn't. It was painful watching. I actually have not seen that video. Maybe I should react to that video. How do you feel about Ladybot, Onision's non-binary wife? Oh, her. She's a whole nother crazy. Okay, I do feel sorry for her because of how manipulative Onision has been shown to be. I will look up Ash's video now. There is another video I want to get to that somebody recommended this person to me, and this person is talking about mental health, self-diagnosing. So I do want to talk about this person, but yeah. But I will go to Ash. Calling my mom to tell her I'm trans. Oh no. Oh no. And she's already come out as non-binary. So as non-binary transgender. So look about that. Oh my god. So can you guys still see this tab? Calling my mom to tell her I'm trans. I think you should be able to. Okay. Lenny has to deal with a lot with being married to Greg. Yeah, so I do feel sorry for her. But this whole crazy identity, which even he kind of makes fun of. Like even he misgenders his own wife. but like yeah, she says like I'm a gender, but I would be fine with having another kid, and I'm fine with breastfeeding, even though I have top dysphoria. And like, oh my god, it's so painful. Ash uses facts to explain why there's more than two sexes. There's nothing more to be said. Yeah, her argument was basically intersex people exist, therefore there's a third sex. No. I identified as agender when I was like 14. Bad times. Yeah. She also loves being naked in all her beauty videos too. Oh, Lainey? Yeah. Yeah, I know. And same thing with Ash too. She likes being naked a lot too. Like I hate being naked being in the shower. Oh, that's my cat meowing outside the door. Maybe I should let him in. Come here, Jack Jack. Come here. Come here. Hey. You guys want to see my cat? Let me stop sharing for a second. I will show Jack Jack. Yes, that was a brief cat interlude. Okay. Location window. So back to the Ash Hardell video. Yeah, look, I don't get why these people think that showing themselves naked is an argument for why they have dysphoria. I have to go to work soon. Crap. Well, bye, Jace Legends. It was nice having you in the chat. Oh, I love him and not wanting to be held. Yeah. He well, I mean, he does like being picked up sometimes, but he's very playful right now, so he just wants to play with his toy. He has a certain toy you can't see right now, but he has a certain toy that he picks up in his mouth and he drags around, and he'll meow while dragging around this toy. He's very needy. He has a lot of attention. It's smooth process. Ash's situation is rough. I wish he could just call it non-binary without the trans bit. Yeah, I would just wish they acknowledge there's evidence for it and say this is a thing I believe in. Yeah, I wouldn't really have as much of a problem with that if they just said that. I can't imagine what people think, what parents think when their kids say that they're agender or whatever rubbish they come out with. Even I can barely understand, and I'm youngish. Yeah. Like feeling feminine sometimes, feeling masculine sometimes, and feeling whatever sometimes doesn't make you non-binary. It makes you a binary that's openly expressive. Exactly. Well, it's better than trans. At least shouldn't be affecting trans people. She needs to stay in her lane. Yeah. Yeah, totally agree. Jack, don't bite stuff. He's like messing with my equipment for my mic, and I have to keep him under control. He's a very playful cat. But anyway, so I'm gonna be responding to this video, calling my mom to tell her I'm trans. Like, if you're really, I get in some situations, you know, you may live far away from your parents, you might have to call them, but you know, I had to. Okay, sorry, my cat is being distracted. I might have to kick him out of my room. And now he wants out. Okay, sorry for the interruption. You wanna go out? Okay. Sorry, he's trying to destroy stuff, so I have to keep him calm. And he always wants to go in 1 second and go out the other second. Really, really sorry. Ellen, she made it into a short movie. It says, I regret so badly my mom. I was telling, I regret so badly telling my mom I was agender when I was like 14. I came out again like a year ago as a dude because I'm a dude. She made it a short movie. It was a lot. Yeah, I've heard a lot about trans people. Initially coming out as non-binary and then coming out as trans. Why did the cow cross the road to see a movie? Why did the sheep cross the road to go to a barbecue? I'm not gonna be surprised if 1 year from now Ashley transitions. Yeah, probably. I was non-binary probably every time of gender for 2 to 3 months before I came out as trans because I realized how necessary being non-binary was. Try telling your parents you like watching your wife get pounded by people. It's okay, dude. Lots of trans people have a hard time coming to terms with the condition. Will find easier ways out of dysphoria. Then, if they're really trans, they'll hopefully realize who they are. Russell, same with Miles McKenna. I 100% believes he's not trans and he's going to detransition. I don't necessarily think so. Miles McKenna seems genuine to me. Will you be posting this stream on YouTube after it's done? Yes. Mom, Dad, I'm a cuck. Well, Miles got top surgery, so yeah, he got top surgery really soon and got on hormones really soon, which is what concerns me. Like, who is letting him making these decisions this quickly? Like, it took, like, it's been what, 2 years since I initially got medically referred, and I haven't even had top surgery yet. So, do you have a girlfriend? No, I don't, because I'm socially awkward. It's really hard to help Miles because he's influenced heavily by social media. Yeah. What else? The questions. Expression is fluid, not gender. That's true. That's absolutely true. It's. I think people are really are confusing gender with gender expression. Going to bad doctor. That's why. Yeah, he probably just went to bad doctor. Okay, so I'm gonna react to this video as long as my cat does not destroy stuff and eat stuff because he will eat anything and he's trying to eat styrofoam. Go play with your toy, Jack Jack. Oh god. The clock. She's got a ticking clock. She's coming out. Ads popping up. Oh my god. Oh, it's a short film. This is so cringe. Oh. Okay, I need to take a break. Oh no, she thinks it's an artsy thing. Exactly, she's making it all artsy. Oh. Oh. In the great words of the 20th century philosopher Hathaway, what is love? I've been trans for years, and I'm like 2 weeks from my first HRT consultation. Yeah, exactly. Like for I don't get how all these SJWs get through it so quickly, because actual trans people have to go for years and years to get through the process. The coffee looked like a round pastry. Ash Ariel saying, I'm watching a live stream without Wi-Fi. Good for you. My parents actually don't believe me because of these people who made trans in school. They think that I'm faking to be socially accepted. These people don't know the harm they're doing. That sucks. Yeah, this is the harm they're doing. They're making people not believe actual trans people. Okay, I'm gonna have to move my stuff because the cat is trying to eat it. He is trying to eat styrofoam. Like he's trying to eat the styrofoam I used to encase my mic in, like to encase it in the box that I normally keep it in. Sorry for all the distraction. My parents are the opposite. They're not SJWs, but they don't even know SJWs exist. Yeah, my parents are kind of ignorant about the existence of SJWs, but they do act very SJW-y at times. Oh my god. She has a mug that says queer on it.
Good morning. Looks like a wonderful day to come out to my mom. Sometimes there's things a man cannot.
A really big deal. You already have come out to the internet. To how many people? 321,000 people as trans, quote unquote. No.
I didn't film this with the intention of putting it on. I recorded the phone call with my mother because while there are thousands, if not millions, of coming out live to parent videos on YouTube, they're almost always about sexuality or binary transgender.
Oh my god. Oh. So the reason why Hey, now my cat's biting me. Okay, I'm gonna have to kick him out of my room. Hey. Alright, the drama with the cat is over because I kicked him out of my room because now he just started randomly biting me. I don't have any moves for this. I'm not ready. That Hobby Stewart video though popping up everywhere. Yeah, I know. I've seen that video randomly popping up and I haven't watched it. Next on Tumblr CW coming out as kinky. Because they're assuming their partner's gender. Damn, she has no problem swallowing. She thinks being trans is a personality trait, exactly. Is that Tam in the thumbnail? Man's friend. Yeah. The thing is that she's saying the reason why she thought this was just going to be a personal call between her and her mom, and she wasn't going to tell anyone. The reason, though, that she wasn't going to tell anyone is because it's coming out as non-binary trans, not binary trans. Oh my god. This hurts. This hurts.
I've never seen someone come out as genderqueer or non-binary and explain that kind of physical transition or identity to a parent.
It's not a physical transition. How? How do you transition to non-binary?
If it went poorly, I wanted to be able to go back and figure out what part parts I fudged or relayed to my mom unclearly. You see, explaining in the middle genders or out of the box genders can sometimes be super.
The physical pain of that. Milo says she was asexual and had sex, but still claimed to be a virgin. Yep. Milo's a special child. She is. Personal call better posted online. Plot twist: transgenders are just super complex RPG players. It is okay. Matter. I'm assuming that's Matthew. We are with you. Yes, I do have you guys support this. This is just I can't handle this though.
Plus, I am still quite insecure about my non-binariness. I have some serious shame and internalized ish in here because.
Oh my God! She's saying, "Oh, I have internalized discrimination." It's like, okay, this just really frustrates me. Like seriously. What was I say? So she's saying like all the hate comments online have made her feel internalized hatred and whatnot. I'm blanking, but but it's like, why would hate comments online make you insecure about something that you feel is so important to you?
Because of that, I was very worried about sobbing, rambling, and severely perplexing my mother. Spoiler, that didn't happen. In fact, the conversation went so fantastically that I feel comfortable sharing it with you. Hopefully, this can help some future NB babes. You're not.
Oh, NB babes. NB babes. Just let that sink in. NB babes. NB babes. I think that is all you need to know. Oh my God, there's the real tangible consequence of her fabricating this mess out of nothing. Ash is just a lesbian looking for attention when people stop caring about the normal part of the LGBT community, e.g. the L and G. Yeah, because people started focusing on the trans people so much that gay people and lesbians felt ignored. Yeah, Ash probably says it to make her feel more believable, even though she knows deep down this is bullshit. Plot twist: transgenders are just super complex RPG players. How to transition to non-binary: cut hair plus piercings. Dye your hair is the most important part. Internalize the fresh. Okay, this reminds me of Trevor Moore and how he started to question he was trans because his followers saying he was. Yeah, it is kind of like that situation.
I hear my mom's word-for-word replies, though. I wanted to keep some parts of our chat private and sacred. They're not for you. They're for me and her. And that's okay. I realize that documenting and sharing every vulnerable part of our lives seems to be the thing to do these days, but I'm here to tell you it is perfectly fine to keep some personal things personal. Editing, Ash, will include a few paraphrased subtitles here and there just for context, but that's it.
Well, obviously, I mean, like, obviously you don't have to reveal everything. Like, I'm sorry, isn't that kind of obvious? So, yeah, that's, I mean, maybe just Ash is just because she's so used to revealing her life online, she had to say that, and maybe she was expecting her fans to be like that with her. But yeah, it's kind of, that's kind of obvious. You don't have to reveal everything.
All right. Enjoy. I cry a lot, so sorry. I will stay with you tonight. Doesn't necessarily have an intention of living somewhere. It's very possible that this recording is just for me, and this doesn't see the light of day for 100 different reasons. Gonna text. Yeah,
So she called her mom basically with the intention of maybe posting it online, even though she said, there's a possibility that it doesn't go online. But she still was thinking, oh, it should be online. Yeah. I mean, that's really kind of shitty that you think, oh, it's supposed to be so personal, but let's just put it online anyway.
Not gonna talk much more about it though, or I'll work myself up. Just doing it. Hi. Ooh, what kind of scones are they? That sounds awesome. You made the walnut ones before, or someone else did? You have made scones on more than one occasion? Ooh, that's so fancy. I have never made scones. I've only consumed them, and they're...
I'm sorry, not to criticize the way that Ash talks in conversation, but why does she talk exactly on the phone with her mom like she talks in her videos? This almost feels like it was scripted.
Delicious. Oh, I'm sorry. That must have been... Yeah, that must have
Why Ash got the Jake Paul haircut?
That makes sense. Yeah, that's weird. Well, it's something that I've wanted to talk to you about for a while. Oh crap. It's really not a big deal, but, you know, sorry, you know how you're a crier and I'm a crier, so crap.
Wait, it's really not a big deal, but she makes constant videos about it, and talks about how it's a huge part of her identity.
I thought I would at least get further than this. Ooh, that's too bad. I thought I would get way further than that at least. Right? It's like as soon as like any kind of first voice quiver happens, it's like all downhill from there. So yeah, it's something I wanted to talk to you for a while about, but I don't think it's scary, or I don't think it's that big of a deal. I don't think it really changes anything. And before I tell you, I just want to tell you that I'm telling you because I love you, and because I want us to have like a really close relationship, and I don't want anything to ever like go untalked about or unasked about or avoided or anything, because like one of us or both of us or whatever is uncomfortable or scared or something, because that's just not the relationship that I want to have with my mom, because yeah. So that's what I'm telling you. No, I'm not doing drugs. Did you ask me that to lighten the mood?
Oh. Well, of course it's scripted. It's a short film, not something genuine. Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. I feel like if Ash continues with the transition road and get teen surgery, she's going to give herself this for because of transition. Yeah, that's my point too, and that's why I've made a lot of videos about her, because I am really worried about her. You're a wizard, Matthew. Ash wants to transition because her hips are too feminine and her boobs are too big. That's the reason. Also, she doesn't like the way her hair is. Obviously, she's trans. Yeah. The Rolling Stone. Clearly, she scripted this to false flag female YouTube wake up people. Hello from the Czech Republic. Also, dude, you've changed so much from since I saw your video last time. Yeah, hi Eddie D. I remember you because you were one of my Patreon my patrons. I almost said patrons. Yeah. And then season generic it says boobs.
You're nice. That was nice. And then also, before I tell you, I'm just gonna tell you about like maybe two things that I'm a little bit worried about. And the first one is I'm worried that I'll tell you and you'll try to like, I don't know, talk me out of something. I think that would hurt me a little bit. And then the other one is I'm worried that I'll tell you and you'll think that it's like silly or something.
This Okay, so to give background, I think Ash has said before she was raised in a more conservative or more religious fundamentalist household, so maybe these are genuine things to worry about. That is, if she were actually coming out as trans. But she's coming out as non-binary, which genuinely, at least her identity and her weird labels are silly. So, yeah.
you're so good. I also want you to like ask any questions that you have, and whatever. And I want you to like, be honest with, I don't know, anything you might be wondering or any feeling that you might have. So I don't want you to like, I don't know. I want you to like, be honest about how you feel about like me and stuff like that. So I guess it kind of comes in two parts. We'll start with the first one. You've read my book, so you know that like Bright too many times. So you know that the way that I see, the way that a lot of people and the way that I see gender is that it exists, like on a spectrum. And I'm like pretty sure that you know this, but we've never actually like super talked about it like head on. I think by reading my book and like just if you watch anything I do online and stuff, you are kind of aware that I don't exist all the way on one end of the spectrum. I either like feel in the middle or I kind of move around a little bit or something like that. And then a word that you could use to like describe that, and a word that I've been using to describe that kind of as of late is the word trans. So I would say that I'm trans. So that
Oh my god. Oh my god. This is so infuriating. To be honest, Ash's video would feel less scripted if it was a stream. Yeah, because on a stream you can be more genuine and not scripted. Why am I doing so much? She should have streamed it. She can do it for her papa. Liveception. I tried looking for the comments to find at least one same person, but everywhere time ago there, I'm reminded of why I stopped. It's so painful to read those comments. Same here. I always try to read those comments to try to look for somebody who agrees with who at least somewhat agrees with my viewpoint, or somewhat is against this nonsense. And I can't find it. It's all in the Ash echo chamber. Did you hear the model who got square titties after a bad boob job? I don't know if that's genuine or just a joke. Ash could easily get a breast size reduction, left my house. Yeah, she doesn't need to get top surgery. A lot of girls don't like their feminine figures in their periods, even though most feminine girls don't like the size of their boobs. It doesn't make them trans, exactly. I would be a Patreon situation, but I gotta save up for a trip. Well, no pressure on you, because a lot of people are broke and can't donate to Patreon. Fans are deluded in the safe space of the comment section. Glanders and none of you probably understand what Connor is posting in the section. I was meaning for real the boob job comment. Oh, really? So somebody ended up with square boobs. That's a good fact. It seems like if they did comment opposing viewpoints, Ash's videos, Ash's White Knights are going to flag it as spam or downvote to hell. Yeah, I actually did post something in one of Ash's videos, and tons of people hated on it.
That would be like the first part.
Oh, but I did want to comment on what she said about calling her non-binary identity trans. She said, "Oh, I don't really feel. I feel like I'm kind of in the middle, and what I want to call that is trans." What? But that's not. Don't people normally call the feeling in the middle like genderqueer or some label like that? They don't. Oh. They don't even call that trans. But now, of course, she wants to call up the trans label.
How do you feel about that? Okay, yeah, that's a really good, or that's like a normal thing to think, and that's not exactly how I feel. So it can also be like somebody who was a girl and now feels like in the middle, or because I definitely don't feel like a guy. So it would be just anything where your gender doesn't match what. Yeah. No questions are stupid. Oh, because that just doesn't feel right to me. Like, if somebody were to say like they're a guy, I would be like, no. It's kind of like if somebody said you were a guy, you would just know, like, oh, that's not right. But it kind of feels the same way with like if somebody were to look at me and be like, you are exclusively a girl, I would have the exact same feeling. I'd be like, oh, no, that's not right.
You are exclusively a girl. So she's still admitting that she's a girl, but she's saying I'm not exclusively a girl. God.
Right. No.
Okay, so her mom says sometimes I have a hard time understanding the difference between gender and clothes/behaviors. I think Ash is the one who has a hard time understanding the difference. So let's see what her explanation
that's
is.
like how a lot of that. I think that's like a total. Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. I think the difference is like it goes beyond clothing. It's definitely not just clothes, and it's definitely not just like gender roles. It's also like just an internal sense. It's kind of hard to explain.
So no mention of dysphoria here. Well, no mention of it in any kind of a scientific or medical sense. It just feels.
Which I think is why it can be so confusing. Well, maybe first of all, how are you doing? Okay, good.
Oh wait, first of all, how are you doing? I thought they just were talking about scones. Wait, shouldn't the how you're doing have come out way earlier? What? What you say? What?
Maybe the second part will kind of explain it maybe a little bit more. So the second thing, and probably the thing I'm just like a little bit more nervous to tell you is that oh, you got it. Yeah, you know.
Oh my God. So now she wants top surgery. For not even being male. She wants a surgery that trans guys get, but she doesn't even claim to be a male. Let that sink in.
Yeah, but I think I want to go like all the way. Right. Because it doesn't feel right to me to have that. It would be like if you woke up with something that you didn't have before. Yeah, and then I'm not upset. I'm not upset at like your question or anything. I just know it's different, so I'm so like sensitive about like maybe yeah. But no, I think that's a totally normal. Like none of your questions are bad or.
Okay. So, I mean, she kind of alluded to something that vaguely. I mean, I can kind of see where she's coming from, but I mean, oh my God, she doesn't really give reasons. And top surgery, by the way, is not just like a breast reduction. It is a lot more involved. I mean, it does use similar techniques, but it's a lot more like a mastectomy than a breast reduction. Although it does kind of depend on what surgery you get. She's gonna be so miserable until you issue. Top surgery is reversible. The top surgery she's qualified for is only double incision. That's permanent. Yeah, she's only qualified for double incision, which is more like a mastectomy. So yeah, and that is permanent. If Ashley takes HRT, she can't change her voice back. Yeah, and she wants to go on HRT as well. From the hair video, it didn't seem like she experienced genuine dysphoria at all. Primarily spoke of her hair dysphoria only to skim over the supposed body dysphoria at the end. And she considered hair dysphoria as body dysphoria. If I feel like shit most of the time, does that make me it? Again, she's saying that she wants it because she's a boy. Exactly.
Or they don't. Your questions don't upset me. Just like my own insecurities. Grace is totally.
So it's all about her own insecurities. It doesn't really seem it's about her dysphoria.
Supportive, and she totally gets it. And Grace is like perfect. We're going to like with our surgeon talk through like how pregnancy will affect any kind of like surgery, and also like how like the best strategies for like keeping a biological kiddo super healthy if that's the route we want to take.
Wait, what? Now they're inserting pregnancy into this? What? No. No! No! Don't go on T and get... Oh my god! Okay. Okay. Oh. I seriously need to take breaks like every 10 seconds for this video. Every other second. Are you talking about me or Ash? Because it could honestly be both of us. I know I'm really awkward. This is why trans people are now laughing stock. Exactly, they're making us look like idiots. Ash is gonna be one hell of a detransitioner. Yeah. The scarring's irreversible for top surgery. Yeah, and it can be dangerous restructuring nipples if she wants to go back. Yeah, you can actually lose your nipples, not even through restructuring, but just through initial surgery. Ash, lol. If I got pregnant, I'd be suicidal because I don't want a baby to be me. Giving birth would make me dysphoric as fuck. Same here. Same here. The concept of getting pregnant to me just really fucks with me. Oh boy, the Ash video. What did I just walk into? Ha ha ha. Slightly related. Left-wing logic. Two political positions. A spectrum of genders. Right-wing logic. Two genders. A spectrum of politics. Well, I don't think that's necessarily right-wing logic. I just think that's like common sense. I don't think it's necessarily a right-wing versus left-wing thing. I think it's like SJW's extreme left-wing versus a more rational thing. Because I'm more left-leaning, and I believe two genders a spectrum of politics. So.
Okay, cool.
Insert ridiculous supportive sentiments here. E.g., it's your body, and I love you no matter what. Oh my. Oh. It's your body. Okay, so I get it. Like, you can do whatever you want with your body. You're over 18. But there's a point where it's a concern for your health, both physically and mentally. I don't know how much of this video I can take.
Sure. No, yeah, no, yeah. I said that's kind of how I feel, but I know not everybody can feel that way. I think that we all just I think we project our own insecurities on the people that we care most about. You know, I knew, I knew that you.
I think she's projecting her own insecurities on her own identity and all the stuff that she's made up for herself. I think that's what happens with a lot of transgenders.
My brain. I ran this conversation 100 times, and right, and like 99.
She ran this conversation 100 times. I think she means that she's written a lot of it.
Oh, yeah. I know, and I didn't wanna. I wanted us to actually talk about it rather than I don't know. I think it's harder sometimes to tell people that you actually care about. You know? Yeah. No, definitely. Well, and that's another reason that I wanted to talk to you because it can take the recovery. So in my brain, since I love you so much, I was hoping that once I go through it, if you have time off work, you'd fly up and help me recover because it takes a little. Just like a few days of just having a person by your side.
Okay, so for future notice, for future reference to Ash, recovery from double incision top surgery, because that's the surgery that I'm gonna be having in July, does not just take a few days. Like, for at least a week, you're not really supposed to be doing much. I mean, you can recover on your own, but it is recommended that you have, a support system of people helping you. Like, she's like, oh yeah, just be with me for a few days. Like, she's not planning this out. Like, and what if you have complications? You're supposed to think this stuff through.
Okay, it's good to know. Yeah.
But not in May. Your brother is graduating, and then we are going on a cruise. So she's not planning around this time for. I mean, you're having a pretty big, important surgery. And there's this other stuff going on. Meanwhile, my family we've already thought this out months in advance because it's taking like a year to plan my surgery. So yeah, we've figured out and planned our stuff around it.
No, that's fine. That's okay. That's fine. Right. That makes sense.
How fast does she make these decisions? Anyway, like, has she done anything yet? I feel like no, I don't think she's done anything yet. I feel like a lot of these people, such as herself, tend to rush these things. They seem like they all tend to rush these things. She's scheduling her T, informed consent. Oh boy, I doubt she went to a GP. I doubt she did even for the top surgery scheduling, because she talked about going to consultation. But it was really soon, and not even like she wasn't even certain when she went to consultation. You can do what you want with your body, but transitioning without being certain is very dangerous. Without being actually transgender is very dangerous. And she's putting on the internet as if this was okay to do. See, like they're condoning it. Wait, I didn't hear her. When does she want to get top surgery? I didn't quite catch that yet. Quite catch it either. I don't know how it is in America, but in the Czech Republic, you have to be 1 year ago in front of a medical board that decided if you can have any trans surgeries. Yeah, in America, it's at the very, or not America, with my insurance provider in my state, it has to be at least 6 months, preferably a year. Concerned as shit, good for Czech, filter at the trendies. You do you, boo.
That's funny. If that's your biggest objection, then I think that I don't think anybody would be like controversial or different, like on purpose. Like I know how many times I wished I didn't feel that way. But
I don't think anyone would be controversial or different on purpose. Let that sink in. Like, look at all these celebrities doing these crazy things to try to get attention. Look at just people online doing these crazy internet challenges to get attention. I don't think anyone would be controversial or different on purpose. Like, just look around at the world. There are so many people doing crazy things just to try to get attention. There are so many people saying intentionally controversial things that they don't necessarily mean just to try to get attention.
I think it's so, I don't know, it's just so strangely unique. So I I wish I just didn't, but I can't. I just couldn't anymore. So yeah, I just don't think anybody would do that. Like I don't know, on purpose. You know, it's just how they are. I think people sometimes get hung up on stuff like this too because they're like, well, what are the chances that you're gay and this and this? And it's like, I don't know, brah. It's just how it is. But
Okay, see, well, that's a valid point. That's a valid point. I've actually brought up that point when talking to her online. What are the chances that you were all of those things? Because she has so many labels. And she was like, "Oh, I don't know." Like that's your response.
But I agree, it is a pretty big coincidence. But sometimes they can't get past that. All right, well, I'll let you go, Mom. But I love you so much, and thank you for literally, I don't know, saying exactly the most perfect things and being a good mom and being accepting and everything. I love you too. Okay, I will.
All right, so this seems like it's the end of her phone call, so I think I'm gonna end the response here. There is one more video I want to react to. Milo hasn't made a video in a while, to my knowledge. I haven't really checked her channel in a while. Why does she want HRT then? If she comes to be non-binary, I don't know. I don't know why any of these people want to transition if they claim to be non. Oh my God! Someone got a tattoo of Miles McKenna on their body permanently. Oh, that is a decision they are gonna regret. I remember when Calvin threw shade at Ash for being trans for 3 minutes. Yeah, I remember that video too. In fact, I'm doing a collab with Calvin, Gara soon. It just because I got sick and all of that got held up, and I'm also doing a collab with my friend Into Knitter, who did a guest video for me. So look up to that. look forward to that collab with her. In fact, I should actually contact her on Facebook. She's the Jesus for trannies. Yeah, I mean, more for transgenders. Ash and Chandler are ruining the trans movement. I totally agree. Or no. You weren't talking about Ash. You were talking about Blair White. Well, that makes more sense. So Ash is still non-binary now. Transmit. I haven't been in the loop. Well, she's still non-binary. A girl at my school got a Miles McKenna quote on her arm. Ugh. What's an envy? Well, it means non-binary. I don't know exactly why. Oh, I'm just logging into my Facebook screen sharing. Okay, so I'm going to react to one more video, and then I might call this stream a day. So I don't know if I can screen share this. So okay. So I don't know if you can see. Oh no, you can't see it. Okay. Even if non-binary exists, it isn't a gender, it's a combination. Exactly. Oh, my cat's going crazy again. Okay. So the final video I'm going to react to is another transgender who's a little more vaguely known. I look up her name. She is also on testosterone, by the way, but she is, of course, non-dysphoric trans. I will look up her name. Her name is Carlisle Protected Tower. Oh yeah, now I have the video. Okay. So this is a different video from what I normally respond to, but it is of a subject that is interesting to me. My cat wants to go back in. Okay. So I hope you guys can see the screen. Yeah. So this is by someone, her name is Carlisle Protected Tower, and she is another transgender who has also went on testosterone, but she's going to be talking about being pro self-diagnosis for mental illness. Yeah. Non-dysphoric trans, more like kill me right now. My friends outed me, they know not to, and the trans told me they drew the line at transgender, and I just knew it was because of those people. Yeah, that's the thing. People are becoming less accepting of trans people because of these people. Some people tell other people that I'm trans for me, which annoys me. Yeah, I don't like people doing that. Non-dysphoric trans is just just a fancy way of saying cis, because not ready about LL when the Instagram feed was going on about that. So yeah, this person is again another one of the people who went on testosterone. So yeah, so this person, she has diagnosed herself with borderline personality disorder, which I'm going to go into why that is why that inherently seems kind of weird. And yeah, I think that's all the information I'm going to give.
In this video, the topic I'm going to be discussing is self-diagnosis of mental illnesses, why I think they are okay and why I think they are good and why I'm not anti-self-diagnosis. So first I just want to discuss that not everyone can afford healthcare. Here in England we get free healthcare. If you live here then you're pretty fortunate enough to get referred to somewhere that deals with mental illnesses. Not everywhere has free healthcare, but there are a lot of places that do charge quite a lot for therapy. Some people can't even get by buying food and paying for housing. If you're fortunate enough to have money to go and get a diagnosis and go through therapy, then great, but not everyone does. So that kind of...
Okay, so first thing, what the fuck is happening with her voice? Am I tripping? I'm not sure what's with her voice either. I know she's on testosterone, so it's a little deeper, but there seems like a weird effect with it. I don't know if she just has a weird way of speaking or something. That same girl who got the Miles tattoo posted something saying, if you're trans and believe you have to have dysphoria to be trans, you're canceled. What? People are crazy. So she has like a single payer healthcare system that allows people to have access to mental health care, but she's still bitching about not having access to mental health care. I'm confused. Maybe she's talking about other countries. I don't know.
Brings me to my next point. If you don't want to get a diagnosis or you can't, then you have to find ways to help yourself. Just because you aren't getting an official diagnosis for your mental illness, it won't make it go away. It's still going to be there. You have to make a conscious decision to acknowledge the fact that you are mentally ill.
Okay, so I kind of get what she's saying. Like, if you're having a problem, some kind of a mental problem, I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean you're mentally ill. You could just be struggling in life at that point. But she's saying, oh no, if you have any kind of mental problem, mentally ill. But if you're struggling in life, yeah, you do need to help yourself at some point. I do agree with that. But I don't agree with her automatically labeling that as mentally ill just because you say you are.
You have to kind of look for a diagnosis label for yourself. Like, if you think you're...
No, you don't necessarily have to. I mean, it's helpful if you kind of say, oh, I think I might have to, I think I might have this, and then go confirm that with a doctor. But if you can't or don't want to confirm that with a doctor, then I don't think you should.
From OCD and you didn't have the money to pay for it, or you didn't want to go and get diagnosed for another reason, then there is nothing stopping you from researching online OCD symptoms and looking for self-care information.
Researching online OCD symptoms. Have you ever heard of WebMD? Because, you know, true story. Labeling yourself doesn't mean helping your condition. The fuck? Exactly. Labeling yourself doesn't do anything to help it. Unless, my cat is... No! My cat is now ripping apart pieces of paper. Sorry, my cat is destroying more stuff. Jeff, what is your problem? Okay. Yeah, but to be mentally ill means you have a mental illness. Exactly. Have a mental illness and being mentally ill are two different. That's definitely lowered through some sort of software for audio. It kind of sounds like it does, yeah. In the mental health care in the UK, mental health care is so accessible. What is she doing? Exactly. I mean, regardless of the quality, because I have heard there's problems with the quality in the UK, but it's accessible. So why is she? WebMD is so legit, man. It's my favorite site to learn about medical conditions. On this how I learned to become a doctor. It changed my life. I remember when I was an edgy 14-year-old, I was paranoid of having several mental illness. I self-diagnosed. It was stupid. In therapy, I learned it's mainly trauma, depression, dysphoria related. There's another trans got my school's dysphoria is so bad it doesn't even shower every day. In my sister's nursing degree, is less than WebMD. Am I right? Yeah, but true story. I actually looked up my symptoms out of curiosity. When I was having, when I was kind of in the worst of my stomach pain, and WebMD, no joke, told me I had colon cancer. Good on you, WebMD. I had a headache once, and WebMD said I'd been poisoned. Yeah. I don't doubt that a lot of times these people experience genuine issues because of how poorly they care for their mental health, i.e. delusions and shit. Yeah, I mean, these people might have genuine issues, and I think a lot of them do have a lot of genuine insecurities, but I don't think they have what they say that they have, necessarily.
Better no diagnosis or self-diagnosis, where you can actually be self-aware of what you've got and try and find self-care information. I am pro self-diagnosis because I did self-diagnose myself with borderline personality disorder.
Okay, so I'm gonna talk about that for a bit. I don't have any expertise on psychology, just disclaimer, but I do know a bit about abnormal psychology, mental health disorders, and personality disorders. And a lot of personality disorders are what is called egosyntonic, I think. So that means that initially when you have it, you don't realize that you have it. So a lot of people would not go around self-diagnosing or thinking that they have borderline personality disorder or any personality disorder for that matter. A lot of people who have borderline personality disorder initially get referred. Either they refer themselves because they have depression, or some related issue. So they go and seek therapy for that, or their family refers them, or a close friend or whatever, because of their behavior, and then they get diagnosed from there. It's not. They normally don't seek help for borderline personality disorder. It's not like depression or anxiety where they're self-aware. Now, borderline personality disorder is actually a personality disorder. It's one that's ones that's easiest to treat, and it has medication has shown to have some effect on it. Therapy has shown to have a lot of effect on it. People can later become more aware of it and more self-conscious of it, but it's not like when you initially have it and have no treatment, you're suddenly really aware of it. It's always cancer. Yeah, WebMD always just says it's always cancer. Oh god, I used to do that. Look up mild chest pain. Turns out it's totally lung cancer. I feel like a lot of them just have insecurity, not dysphoria, and I think transitioning to opposite gender is totally the answer. Yeah. Yeah, it's easy for them to project their insecurities onto something like being trans as well, because it's overhyped it online. Well, if people like Milo, it seems like they're taking parts of personality and making it their gender, like demi-girl, demi-guy. It might just be a feminine guy. Holy crud, I've been using 2 different counts. Yeah, I think, yeah, BPD, narcissism and sociopathy, etc., are illnesses that are rarely treated because the people don't know / refuse help. Yeah, exactly. Now, BPD, like I said, people can definitely improve if they do end up getting help. It is one of the personality disorders that does respond to treatment. But again, it's not like people go out seeking help for BPD specifically when they initially have it. Especially if like this person claims to be completely self-diagnosed, and actually, if you'll see in the videos next to it, has videos. Oh, sorry. Has videos on her own her own experiences with her self-diagnosed borderline personality disorder. Yeah. Oops, sorry, I keep clicking on her videos. I'm just trying to get rid of the highlighting. There we go. But yeah. People with BPD often get referred by other people or refer themselves for depression or something like that. They say being feminine / masculine has nothing to do with gender, but then they turn around and say she's non-binary because she likes blue logic. Exactly. I like how SJs promote mental health awareness so much. When people bring up trans mental disorder, suddenly mental illness is wrong. Exactly. The reasoning of non-binary genders are misogynistic. I feel like if I thought I had a mental illness, I wouldn't trust myself to diagnose. I'd rather trust someone else who knows their shit. Exactly. Remember that one girl trying to take back the word transgender? I do remember her very vividly. So let's continue with her video. I don't know where I left off.
Diagnosis, because I did self-diagnose myself with borderline personality disorder. I've been within the mental health team since I was about 13 years old. They did nothing for me, basically.
Okay, so she's been within the mental health team, so I don't know if that means if she actually does have a diagnosis. She will bring up something a little bit later. I don't know if that means she actually does have mental health problems, which, if she's been within the mental health team, doesn't that mean that she could try and seek a diagnosis? If she is actually seeing mental health professionals, it's not like she's not seeing mental health professionals.
I've never got a diagnosis from them. It's all.
So she actually did seek mental. She actually was with mental health professionals. So why didn't she get a diagnosis from them?
My research and me self-diagnosing myself first, and then.
So she thinks she knows more than doctors. So let me tell a true story about my own experiences, because self-diagnosing I can actually get as a human nature thing. People have this tendency to categorize and label themselves, especially if they do feel something is genuinely going on. And I am, I like to keep things in order a lot. I, am very into structure, have that personality of, just wanting to have structure and everything. So, I want to keep everything structured. I would do things, and I still do things, like, for example, a few years ago, there was one incident where we were in a computer lab, and we were supposed to turn off our computers, and nobody remembered to turn off their computers except me. So I had to go walk around turning off all of the computers, like every single one. I just would not be satisfied until all the computers are turned off. I had to get every little detail right. So because of that, and getting into abnormal psychology and reading the DSM-5, I naturally thought that I had obsessive compulsive personality disorder. Now, like I've mentioned previously, with personality disorders, most people who have personality disorders don't realize they have them, but I thought I did. But unlike her, I didn't self-diagnose. I actually talked with my therapist, and she said, "Oh, it just seems like this is a little quirk. It doesn't affect your life, so you probably don't have it." And a lot of people say, like, "Oh, I'm so OCD and stuff." So yeah, it's like a human nature thing, but you shouldn't really take action on that. And then another experience with that is that I actually do have generalized anxiety disorder. I actually have been diagnosed with that. And I thought, because of my research into psychology, that I might have it. But I didn't really say anything about it. I did kind of bring it up with my parents, but I didn't go around saying that I had it until I talked about it with a psychiatrist. And the psychiatrist did give me a diagnosis, like an official diagnosis. So yeah, I get self-diagnosis as something that people naturally do, but I don't think it's something you should actually do. I think it's something you should talk about with therapists in terms of getting actual diagnosis. So people are saying, talk about safe spaces, GSAs. It's impossible to debate with SJW because you can't debate based on feelings, and that's what they do. My school's GSA is 3 bisexual girls, and it's sad. SJW debate with feelings, not facts. Mine was a bunch of bisexual SJW girls. Mine is a bunch of SJWs and the girl with the Miles tattoos. I don't think there are any straight people in mine. It's just a GA instead of a GSA. A lot of times they will not tell you the diagnosis if you don't ask. If you are trying to desperately find a mental illness that fits, you probably do have a mental problem, just something different than you think. Exactly. From my experience. There's a guy in our school's GSA who says he's gay, but he's dating a girl. Really confused about that one. My friend is president, but only because the girl who's actually supposed to be president was fed up with her bullshit and left. I went to a safe space, but felt out of place. It was so dumb. I actively avoid all kinds of safe spaces. Echo chamber, it's unhealthy. Did they give you bubbles and puppies to pet? So many people talk about having social anxiety. Then when I share my experiences with legit social anxiety, the room goes quiet. Exactly. People talk about social anxiety, but they don't seem to really have it. My sister does that. I went to LGBT safe spaces for a little bit. And I got lots of drugs. I used to self-diagnose all the time. Got any bathroom stories? I'm bored. Well, do you want me to keep responding to this video? I pass too well, and every time I go to the bathroom, I get yelled at for going to the girls. I used to think I had legit anxiety because I was a little nervous about when people sometimes before I realized how bad actual social anxiety is. It's not just being a little shy from what I understand exactly. I knew that something was wrong with me, but I didn't know what. It wasn't depression or anxiety or anything. I realized it's probably dysphoria. Yes. So people, you guys do want me to keep responding to the self-diagnosis video? Okay, so I'm going to continue responding. So again, I can understand it as a genuine thing that people just naturally tend to label themselves, but when you're doing it too much, I think that indicates that you do have a problem other than your self-diagnosed labels, and it is something you should talk with a doctor about. And she was talking to doctors, and they said, no, you don't have BPD. So what's the issue here?
Bringing it up to them. At one point, they told me I couldn't have autism and borderline personality disorder at the same time, but it kind of turns out you can. So if I didn't diagnose myself with borderline personality disorder, then they probably wouldn't have even thought about me suffering with that because of my autism. And I've had to tell them about it so I could get the right medication to help me.
Wait. Okay. So that was a lot to take in. Okay, so I'm gonna take her word for it that this is also not self-diagnosed, but she says she's autistic, and they told her that she could not have borderline disorder because she's autistic. And I'm gonna assume that what she's saying is true, that they legitimately told her that. Now, it is true that you can be BPD and autistic at the same time. Autism is a neurodevelopmental disorder, BPD is a personality disorder, they're two different things. But just because BPD is very much in your personality, autism and borderline personality disorder tend to be different from what I understand, like in terms of, because BPD people, as much as they tend to be unstable, do tend to have a better grasp of how people interact. And it tends to present itself like a lot differently from how autistic people are in terms of social interaction and social cues. So it's probably just unlikely that someone would have both. And it's not impossible that someone would have both. I think the doctors are actually wrong with that. So yeah, her doctors are legitimately wrong with that. But the fact that she went to psychiatrists and psychologists and saying, I have BPD, and they're like, no, you don't. Like, why are you even trying at this point? And she said, so I could get the medication I needed. So she's going on medication even though she hasn't been officially diagnosed. That is legitimately dangerous. Wow, I can't wait until I pass as a guy. Men's bathrooms sound lovely. It's awkward and smelly. It is awkward and smelly. Men's bathrooms are way more smelly than women's. The other night, local Dairy Queen, I was in the stall, and besides me, I see two 13 to 14-year-old boys come in. One goes to the urinal, and his friend starts messing with him. Self-diagnosis is one thing. Self-medication is just a death wish. Exactly. It's just, especially because from what I've heard, let me just look up really quick. Medications for borderline personality. I think lithium might be one of the medications. So it's pretty strong medications that they use for borderline personality disorder. And I don't think they advocate medication as much as they do therapy. But still, list of borderline personality disorder medications. So lithium is one of them. Risperidone, that Risperdal. Yeah, antipsychotic. So a lot of it is antipsychotic, like anti-bipolar stuff. Clozapine, clozapine. I think that's how you pronounce it. Yeah, like lots of antipsychotic and strong stuff. So that's pretty strong medication to put yourself on, especially because she's underage. From what I think she's underage. There's a subreddit dedicated to yourself HRT, and you're all putting yourself in danger. I located somewhere that autism is located to feeling / being trans now, but I can't remember where I read it. Someone heard of that too. Yeah, there is somewhat some science between autism and being trans. Now, granted, there's been a lot of controversy over it, and I don't know how much of it is legit, but there have been some theories behind it. That autism is higher in the trans population. So I think it is legit that there's just like a neurological connection that for whatever reason. But then there's the other side of it that people who are autistic, just look there's one side of it that people who are trans just happen to be autistic because of just the neurological workings of it. And then there's the other side of it that people who are autistic for more social reasons are more likely to feel that they are trans erroneously, or in the case of the whole transgender movement, are more likely to be convinced that they are trans. And then more people talk about bathrooms. Well, as a trans girl, I know I was once talking about eating estrogen off market. My friends were immediately shutting that down. Yeah, you shouldn't do that. I couldn't take meds without knowing for sure I have the disorder that the meds are used to treat first. That freaked me out. LOL. Yeah, I know. I mean, a lot of medications you're supposed to take are pretty strong. Like I take SSRIs, and they do have side effects. I mean, they work really effectively, but they do have side effects.
It's the only reason why I really wanted to tell them, because otherwise I could have just self-diagnosed myself. I have managed to...
Wait. So she's saying, oh, I needed to tell the psychologist that I had self-diagnosed so I could be on medication, which is, again, usually antipsychotics for borderline personality disorder. Blanking. She had needed to tell the psychologist and the psychiatrists that she'd self-diagnosed herself, so she'd go on medication. Why would they even approve for her to go on medication in the first place if it's just a self-diagnosis? Because they outright told her that she didn't have BPD. And she said, otherwise I could have just self-diagnosed myself. It would have been no big deal. Like, does she really not put that much weight on something like a mental illness? Or conversely, does she put that much weight on self-diagnosis? Carlisle definitely used a voice changer. It just sounds so off. Yeah, it does sound like she's definitely using a voice changer. There's definitely like some weird mechanical thing going on.
Help myself more than they've helped me. That is a personal experience. It would be hypocritical of me to be against that.
Oh, there's something weird going on with the I need to stop it for a second because there's something weird going on with the video. It's just flashing. I think there's a technical glitch.
When me self-diagnosed,
it's definitely glitching.
myself is basically what has helped my mental health most. People who tend to be anti-self-diagnosis go underline.
Wait, how has it helped your mental health most? the only proof that she's said is that she was able to talk to the mental health professionals and get on medication, which I don't understand how that happened, but it somehow did.
And of you're not a professional, so you can't self-diagnose yourself. Only you know what's going on up there, so you have the best idea of what symptoms you have because
No. I mean, yes, obviously you know the best about what's going on with you, but only somebody who's an experienced professional can interpret those symptoms. Only an experienced professional can officially diagnose you by interpreting those symptoms. And if necessary, knowing what therapy or medication is best for you.
you have to live with him constantly. I've never known anybody who has just woken up one day and gone, you know what, I think I have dependent personality disorder. Nobody wants to be mentally ill. This is a bad experience. So I don't think people would diagnose themselves with
So again, she's using the example of a personality disorder to drive her point home. Again, people don't go around just suspecting that they have personality disorders. It's not like anxiety or depression. It's not something that people normally realize they have.
mental illnesses that they don't think they have. Why would they do that? Most people who self-diagnose themselves
For attention, one thing, their own securities, another thing.
do put extensive research into, they'll analyze their behavior, they'll look at symptoms lists from official website.
They'll look at symptoms lists from official websites. It's funny how these people don't even bring up the DSM, because the DSM is the official criteria. They could at least look at that. I mean, even that doesn't make you a professional, but still. Official websites. You can't know for sure that you have a mental illness just by self-diagnosis. So exactly. Why do so many trainers say that they have BPD? I don't know. She sounds similar to me when I was preteen, tried talking lower for 10 years straight. Except for she's clearly using some kind of program. People are talking about standard P devices. Having low voices that make males have rougher voices than females. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I have a natural deep voice, but it still sounds kind of feminine to me because of how guys versus girls tend to project their voices. It's hard to learn that stuff. For anyone looking to phalloplasty, look up MLD. I've heard RFF phalloplasty is better, but maybe I'm not sure.
These aren't just made up symptoms. Sometimes looking up symptoms lists can make you realize that you have symptoms that you couldn't really be self-aware of before.
Okay, so the problem with that, looking up symptoms lists, is because of humans' natural tendency to try to label themselves. When you look up symptoms lists, you'll be like, oh yeah, I have that symptom, and I have that symptom, and I have that symptom. And even if you don't really have another symptom, you'll kind of try to fit your narrative to make it like you have that symptom. So no, that's not an accurate way of labeling yourself.
Researched a lot of different mental illnesses. I realized how much I identified with the symptoms on the borderline personality list. I wasn't self-aware of like half the things on here before, but now I'm more self-aware.
So you didn't fit a lot of the criteria then.
So I can care for myself better, and I can make sure I'm healthy for people around me. That's what people who self-diagnose do. They research a lot. Mental illness has still got a lot of stigma around it. You're not going to go shouting from the rooftops if you're mentally ill. Most self-diagnosis is for personal benefit, and a lot of research goes into it. People don't usually stick a label on it unless they are pretty sure that they're suffering with this particular mental illness. So there are a lot of people who self-diagnose themselves that could get a professional diagnosis, but they choose not to.
Why? Why would you choose not to? Again, so she says because of the stigma around mental illness. Okay, yeah, there's a stigma around mental illness, but obviously a mental health professional is probably going to be more supportive. What do you mean specifically by the process? I don't know what that's in reference to. Well, a lot of people are just talking in the chat.
Bunch of reasons why there are a lot of jobs that do discriminate against people who are mentally ill. If you have a dream job, the chances are slim that you'll get it if you've been diagnosed with a certain mental illness. Some people just don't want that diagnosis because they actually want to get a job. But even if you are capable of things, they will think that you're not capable of them and they will judge you probably based upon your official diagnosis. And the last thing I'm going to say, being professionally diagnosed is such a scary thing for people who aren't used to being around mentally ill people. I know people who aren't really socialized with mentally ill people who think going to a therapist is like, oh, you must be like absolutely crazy to go to a therapist, because there are a lot of people who are struggling with mental illness who won't even like be aware of it or want to seek help because they are embarrassed by it. These people who are embarrassed to go to the therapist because people around them wouldn't understand because mental illness isn't talked about enough still, then they could help themselves, they could find self-care. Thank you for watching. Please give the video a thumbs up because it really
Okay, so that was the end of the video. Let me go back to me. Yeah, so that was the end of that video. So I think I'm probably gonna end the stream now unless there's anything else you guys wanted me to do, or any other questions you wanted to ask. You guys seem to be just talking with each other in the chat now. Yeah. Can I just say that I like this comment section a lot more than other trans related videos / channels? Yeah, I like this comment section a lot. Where did you get that shirt? I got this shirt for Christmas. It says heavy metals, and then it's like iron, lead, and zinc. Yeah, it's a pretty cool shirt. I like it. Are you straight? Yes. He's a little hard to hear. I don't know if that was my fault with the audio. Just let me know if there's any problem with that last time. So is there any other videos you want me to react to, or anything else? Otherwise I might just end this stream because I do have homework I have to work on. It took me 1 to 2 years in seeing. Okay, people are just talking about Jude. People want more of Jude. The only thing that Jude has, I'm just typing something. You should check out Ryan Casada's Do Your Homework Boy. Jude's T video. Do a quick mile one, Jude. You should check out Ryan Casada's Instagram page, All Trans Bodies for a Cringe Fest. Alright, I might just do that. Well, let me see if I can screen share. minute. Oh, I don't have an Instagram account. Oh, I can just log in with Facebook, though. Second, I'm creating an Instagram account. Alright, so it is called All Trans Bodies. Yes, I found it! Oh. Okay. Alright, I'm sharing this. So this is something that Ryan Casada is apparently behind, and it's called All Trans Bodies. Although I've heard from some of his friends with Ryan Casada, he is apparently not into identity politics. Actually, look, the identity politics he spouts, he does not actually believe in. All trans bodies. Hi, I'm Avery, and I use they, he pronouns. As a fat trans person, I often feel a little underrepresented in the community. This is like Tumblr, basically. But there are tons of us. There are so many beautiful to be queer. The stereotype of white, skinny trans people. Well, you're just one step from that, aren't you? Aren't you just a white, fat trans person? Is only one way, and I am only one way. Much love to all my trans and queer brothers, sisters, and siblings. Where'd you get that shirt? It's awesome. I also love that shirt because it's like this pride trans shirt. LOL, at first I thought that you were a K-pop star. And then somebody whose username is Hermaphrodite is looking good. Oh my god, look at this person. Hey, it's Gabe, a 20-year-old guy. He, him, his. It's just a trans guy, but he looks like this. I love makeup and handbags, and I'm very confident in my masculinity. Alright. Yay, so much for respect for the fact that being transgender doesn't put you in the box. Oh my god. Let's see. A lot of these are just trans people, to be fair. But it's supposed to be all trans bodies. All trans bodies matter. This person. I have long hair and I don't give a shit about it. I love it and I think it is masculine. Well, that's fair. I mean, you just look like a guy, but like he has to, what's the word? He has to rub it in. He's like, I have long hair, you guys. She's pretty. She's pretty HRT, apparently. I am not a stereotype. Oh wait, what was it? Oh, look at all the hashtags. He looks like Kim Jong Un's. I don't know. I never understand why anybody would be proud of being fat. I don't really understand. The idea of multiple preferred pronouns boggles my mind. What's the point? One kind of one pronouns. I nearly threw my phone. Gabe said he liked makeup and handbags, and then that he was masculine. Maybe because he thinks that being masculine makes you a boy. Makeup is a touchy subject. I don't think any makeup can be masculine. I don't know any lads who wear makeup. Yeah, I mean, other than like concealer, if you have acne, I don't think it's very masculine. I mean, I don't have a problem with that, But I mean, if you wear makeup that's and you're a guy, that's a feminine thing. I don't think it's no more because than a non-trans guy wearing makeup, but then it's a bit weird because of context. Doesn't it trigger dysphoria? Wouldn't impede passing? Yeah, it does impede passing. Like that one trans guy wearing makeup did look very feminine. But just look at this trans woman, her hashtags. Hashtag transgender. Hashtag this is what trans looks like. Hashtag trans visibility. Hashtag trans lives matter. I don't get that trans lives matter. It's not like it's like since when was there the police brutality against trans people? I mean, some people say it's a thing, but I haven't really heard of it being a thing. Hashtag transition. Hashtag MTF. Hashtag trans is beautiful. Hashtag girls like us. Hashtag LG. Hashtag LG. Hashtag LGBTQ. Hashtag queer. Hashtag love wins. Not neurotypical boy. To be queer, she does perpetuate quite a few trans stereotypes. This trans woman is. Look, she's trying to be all sassy. Hey, my name is Kay or Kai. I think Kay. Good. She, her. I'm a trans woman of color, whom is the first to graduate my family with a bachelor's degree. Good for you. I'm a creative, aspiring, curvy model and activist. Of course, you're an activist. And then again, she has all the hashtags. There's actually a lot of genuine trans people in this. What is this person? Look at the hair. Oh my god. I have found a gold mine. Cruel World of Asa. My name is Asa, which, by the way, is a man's name. I'm pretty sure that's a man's name. They/she. By the way, there are many cool ways to wear dreadlocks. That is not one of them. I'm trans femme. And agender. How are you both of those at the same time? I am 24 years old. I'm a professional dancer / choreographer. I'm a witch. She's a witch. She turned me into a newt. He looks like a rejected drag queen. Yes, this probably is just a drag queen who just didn't know how to wear his makeup right. Those are braids, not dreads. Oh, thanks for clarifying that. They look kind of like dreads to me. Okay, they're braids. As a trans guy who can do makeup, I can say it does induce a lot of dysphoria, but I don't complain about not passing. Trans guys around me wear dresses, makeup, and push-up bras, etc. Okay, that's taking it too far. Trans woman is capitalized. Yeah, I don't get that. I read it from a trans guy complaining about how the waitress called him she while wearing a full face feminine makeup, eyeliner, fake lashes, and lipstick. Yeah, I don't get those people. Those are just transgenders, probably. Okay, I'm a witch. I'm Scorpio with an Aries moon. What does that mean? With an Aries moon and Aries rising. What the fuck does that mean? What? What you say what? I'm not into the whole astrology thing, but even for the people who are like, I'm a Gemini, I'm Aries, I'm this. They would probably be, what is this? Because who is that into astrology? I'm sorry. I'm also a radical queer. And then the hashtags, of course. Hashtag trans rights are human rights. Hashtag trans femme. Hashtag this is what trans are looking like. This is what trans looks like. Hashtag gender and sexuality non-conforming African. Hashtag trans. Hashtag Brooks, whatever. Hashtag QTPOC, which I think is queer trans person of color. Hate that word, by the way. It sounds just like colored people. I've never gotten it. I understand, like in the 1960s, they used it back when colored people was more of a term, but now I don't get why they use it. Hashtag transgender, hashtag queer rich, hashtag protect trans life, hashtag communist, hashtag non-binary, hashtag agender, hashtag non-binary babes. This is clearly an Ash Hardell subscriber. Hashtag LGBTQIA. Hashtag queer, hashtag NB, hashtag radical, hashtag polyamorous, hashtag polysexual, hashtag instagay, hashtag gay, hashtag trans model, hashtag one of them, hashtag queer muscle, hashtag QPOC, hashtag black, hashtag they them, hashtag non-binary pride, hashtag not a boy. Oh my god! That was a gold mine. Like Shoe Head's button, but with What You Say music. I should get that. Yeah, I'm black and refuse to call myself a person of color because that's the same thing as a colored person. Yeah, I've really never understood the difference. I don't even call myself a trans guy or him. I just say I'm a man. Yeah, most of the time I just say I'm a guy, except when it's relevant. Plot twist, Matt is secretly cis. If I saw Matt in public, I would think that. Thank you. Every time you say what, I wait for the music. Yeah, I really do need a button with the music. I'm a Gemini with an attack culture aura. A lot of the 5 clowns are Tumblr thing, so you know. Yeah, I know. I've seen so many people with the flower crowns, looking for more people. What is this sticker he has? Oh, this person doesn't look so bad, except for his name is Christian with a K. But that's not so bad. Something bands, I don't know. Oh, what is this? Hey, I'm Gabby. I identify as genderqueer, non-binary, prefer they, them pronouns. I came out to most people, excluding my family, roughly a year ago, and I still unfortunately struggle with people misgendering me or not taking my identity seriously. My journey as a trans person, I'm sorry, you're not trans, has been filled with doubt and even self-hate, but also empowerment and pride. I express myself through breaking regressive, and opposing bigoted people to the extent that I feel safe doing. I would encourage all my trans comrades to embrace that as well, because queer anger is queer pride. So it's okay to lash out and be angry at people because that's showing you pride. And queer pride is queer liberation. Hashtag transgender, hashtag LGBT, hashtag gay, hashtag lesbian, hashtag bisexual, hashtag pansexual, hashtag trans, hashtag asexual, hashtag gender fluid, hashtag LGBTQ. Oh, you didn't add on the IA. Hashtag queer, hashtag love is love, hashtag pride, hashtag equality, hashtag gay pride, hashtag LGBT pride, hashtag demisexual, hashtag love, hashtag polysexual, hashtag genderqueer, hashtag agender, hashtag bi. How are all these things? Hashtag non-binary, hashtag homosexual, hashtag no hate, hashtag transsexual. It's weird. It's only spelled with one S. I'm pretty sure transsexual is spelled with 2 S's. Hashtag love wins. Hashtag bigender. Okay, this person seriously looks like okay, this is just a what? One of the hashtags is demifag. What's a demifag? Are you only like half gay? Okay, that's a child. That's a child. What? It's a non-binary 13-year-old. And it's been 2 years since she came out. Okay. And somebody says, yes, non-binary youth. Thanks for sharing cadence. Okay, this is not acceptable. This is not acceptable. Looks like Jack Skellington. He does. Yeah, that guy looked weird to me. Only gay for someone which they have an emotional connection with. 2 years. So since 11. Yeah, since she was 11. Okay. And of course she looks totally like a little girl. Okay, I'm sorry. That's not okay. That's not okay. It's okay for like teenagers and stuff. For older teenagers and 20-year-olds, like they have more autonomy. But a little girl, come on. Poor child, 13 years old, really. 11 non-binary, totally not influenced by Tumblr. Okay, this person looks like... I'm trying to place who this person reminds me of, like this, in terms of looks, or this woman, I should say. Her name is Laura. My voice is getting hoarse from yelling so much. But she looks like some actor who I can't place. My name is Laura. Any pronouns are fine. And identify as non-binary. Coming to... well, at least she's fine with any pronouns. Coming to terms with the fact that you don't have to be male or female, that there are no gender traits, preferences, items, clothes, boxes, or whatever. That was the most liberating realization I've ever experienced. So she's basically admitting it's a choice. And at least she has fewer hashtags than most people. The dog filter. Oh, but yeah. What's this person doing? Just hang on. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Okay. Who's that, Matthew C? Okay, the reason why I reacted at the way I did. Hey y'all, I'm Kelly Robin, they, them pronouns. I'm a non-binary trans queer, non-binary trans queer, raised in the Bay Area. Raised in the Bay Area. That is like right close to where I am. Not to dox myself too much. That is very close to where I am. I'm a social worker who's been fighting the good fight in San Francisco's Tenderloin, assisting the most vulnerable for 13 years now. I'm sorry. If being non-binary is what you consider the most oppressed, I don't think those are the most vulnerable. Like, what about poor people? Seriously, especially if it's in the Tenderloin. Like, that's like a very poverty, crime-stricken area in San Francisco. I use my heart like a fist to combat oppression as I work to foster hope, empathy, and bring dignity to the lives of those who are underserved. Well, I hope they truly are underserved and not just special snowflakes. Be the change you want to see. Hashtag queers for social justice. Hashtag my life's on track. And then I think these are very similar to the tags I was reading before. What's this person? What's that face? Oh no! It's 1-1s. It's 1-1s pronouns. What? This has got to be a troll. Taking... That's man at Matthew C. He has no titties. Yeah, that does look like a man to me. Taking photos on railroad tracks is illegal. We have a criminal. Oh, the Bay Area, my home and native land. I want to know the backstory behind this photo. Legend says she's still on the railroad tracks. True, but that's not indicative of what you actually are. That's why cross-dressers and transgenders aren't transgender. Trump is transgender. South Strange is an evil cishet twirling his mustache. What's a 1-1? No, oneself. I'm pretty sure that's a troll. Yeah, this has got to be a troll. Jai Goranga Brahmanda. I use 1-1's pronouns. I'm a queer hippie poet, artist, and human rights activist. English is not my native language, but I will try my best to write a little bit about me. I am 32 years old. I realized that I was agender/gender void 2 years ago, and everything regarding my self-esteem, body, and gender started to make sense. I never really understood gender, nor why you had to choose a specific gender identity. So again, saying it's a choice. Gender void is a way to express that I don't really have a gender identity. It expresses more the lack of a specific gender identity that I feel. For me, I use gender expressions in my art, poetry, and even the way that I express and practice my spirituality. Hashtag trans, hashtag transgender, hashtag transgender pride, hashtag AMAB, which I think means that you were born a guy. Hashtag agender, hashtag gender void. Gender void. Haven't heard that one before. I love it. Okay, I'm not one to ask, but how would you use one-on-ones as pronouns? Yeah, this guy's got to be a troll. I'm sorry. Oh, there's Ryan. He was the first one, I think. He says, I want all trans people to be featured. I don't pass as male most of the time. I don't have a gym body. I'm not on testosterone. I don't want bottom surgery. I like men. These things have set me apart from others, and I've missed opportunities because of it. Since when has he missed opportunities? He's considered like a huge figure in the trans community. But I've been told by friends of his that he doesn't really believe in this stuff, so I don't know. Yeah, so we've scrolled through most of this stuff. This guy sure looks kind of like a Rage Against the Machine thing. This guy looks like a Tumblr kid for sure, or not guy. I don't know if that's a guy or girl. Or well, yeah, that guy's trans. What is this with the little alien filter? My name is Sky Calm. I use he/him pronouns. Oh, so maybe that's a trans guy. I thought it said I currently use he/him pronouns. Okay, that's gonna be a non-binary. My name is Marlo, and I go by they/them pronouns. As an agender person who also happens to be homoflex, demisexual, and panromantic, I wish there were more safe spaces for me in the queer trans community where I live in France. So she wants safe spaces. I love photography, exhibitions, drag performances, and unicorns. Real ones. Okay, gotta be a joke. So I think we've gone through most of the cringy people. The movement to showcase all transsexuality and show that there isn't one way to be trans. So they're trying to include the non-binary within the trans. In Mandarin, when you're speaking the word for he or she, it sounds exactly the same. They're trying to invent something like that for English. Yeah, there's a lot of languages where he and she are basically the same thing. But in English, that's not how it is. Ryan is doing it because he doesn't want his fan base to understand him in his music. Yeah, it seems like he's just trying to give in his fan base. Get the one on the left side further up with white hair. I think I already did her. Actually, I already knew gender void was a thing. Please kill me. Is that you? Not the French too. I know, even the French have gone. So I think I've gone through most of this. What's this one? He, they. Another he, they. Identifies as a queer, non-binary trans guy. How can you be non-binary and a trans guy? My dad also supports me in my identity, but my mom is super transphobic and won't accept me at all. Something I've always struggled with my weight, and I'm not skinny. I feel like nearly all the trans masculine representation is really skinny. Well, he doesn't look that bad. He doesn't look that fat. Fine, dude. I don't know. Thoughts on autistic gender? Right, the autism gender. Like the gender that you can only experience if you're autistic. That's completely dumb. Wait, is that a pube bush? I don't know what that was. We don't speak of the other kin, yeah. He, they, does that mean him, they, or multiple men? I don't even know. Yeah, so that was the all trans bodies. I enjoyed it way more than I thought I would. So I am thinking I'm gonna quit this live stream. I do have homework I have to work on. Always wonder too why they feel the need to have such specific representation. You can relate to certain people, characters, without them being exactly look like you. Exactly. You don't need people who look exactly like you to feel represented. You look so much like iDubbbz, it's uncanny. I do look a bit like iDubbbz. Do your homework. Yeah, everyone's leaving. So I'm just gonna quit this stream and do my homework. Alright. Bye guys. I hope you enjoyed the stream. And thanks for watching.